Welcome to Cherryblossom Yoga. I'm Robin Dinerman. This is a half-hour Hatha Yoga class for beginning and continuing students. Please join me. You don't need any previous experience. Just be sure you're wearing comfortable clothing. You can work on your carpet or a towel or an exercise mat. And if you prefer to sit during the class, that's fine. Just join along with the deep breathing and do as much arm stretching or leg movements as you're able. We're going to begin in Tadasana, feet hip distance apart, the mountain pose, feeling the roots growing out from the soles of the feet, reaching down through the layers of the earth, connecting you very strongly with the earth. And then bring your mind up into your legs, your pelvis, your torso, going all the way up to the base of your skull. And let your mind travel across your shoulders, down your arms to your fingertips. Then come back again, letting your mind travel over your head to your face, to the tip of your nose, and begin to focus in on your body and your breath, creating a center line in your mind, and breathing in through your nostrils, pulling the air down your center line. Inhaling deeply, feeling how the chest expands with the in-breath, and exhaling completely, tightening your belly muscles and making a soft ha sound from the back of your throat as you exhale. Focusing on the breath, breathe in to the count of 4, and then try to breathe out to the count of 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And at your own count, at your own pace, breathe in and out. Allow yourself to settle in. Allow your mind to be quiet. Let's bring the fingertips to the shoulders, elbows together, or as close as you can manage, and drawing circles in the air with your elbows. We're going to begin to warm up the neck and shoulder muscles. Big circles going up and inhaling, going down and exhaling. And now reverse, going back, lifting up, inhaling, then a long, long exhalation coming down, then up. And then bring the elbows to center at shoulder height and simply draw the elbows back. Try to squeeze the shoulder blades in toward the spine. Now check your lower back to avoid swaying your back. Firm the buttocks, tuck the pelvis under. And here's a really good time to take a deep breath. And then exhale and press. Inhale and open. Exhale and press. And exhale. And lower your arms to your sides, palms inward, and observe what's going on in your hands and arms. Mine feel like they want to float up in the air. And then cross one arm. This is my right arm going over my left shoulder. I'm going to press the back of the upper arm and reach around, stretching the muscles under the shoulder blades. And reach. And don't force. No pain. And then switching arms, pressing and reaching. One more time. And then bring your hands down in front of you with the fingers loosely interlaced. Breathe in. Turn the palms up and press. Breathe out. Slowly, slowly lower your arms. So you're letting all the air out before you begin your next movement up. And as you're practicing your deep abdominal breath, you'll notice that you'll be able to take in more air and take a longer time releasing it. This brings more oxygen to the brain. And one more time up. Don't turn your hands up this time, but just let the hands separate and let them be heavy and float down to your sides. Separating the feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart, arms out in T position, so this could be called star. We're going to turn exactly to one side. So you'll turn all the way in the direction of the ends of your mats, keeping the arms at shoulder height. Check your shoulders, make sure they're soft and you're not scrunching them up under your ears, side to side. So this is beginning to warm up the hips, knees, and ankles very gently. So now see if you can turn a little bit more and look over your backhand. So I wanted you to warm up your neck a little bit before you twist it all the way around. So keep that in mind as you're practicing on your own to start small and then gradually increase the movement or the depth of your breath, or however much you're folding over, and come back to center. A little bit more in the way of a twist. I'm twisting to the right. So I'm turning the hips, the shoulders, then the head, and then rather than letting the hands come forward, I want to reach up a little bit more. Hold for maybe a breath. And then inhaling back to center. Twisting to the other side, hips turn, shoulders, head, eyes look over. And we'll repeat on each side. So once you get to this point where you're twisted, you might be able to move the shoulders a little more, reach up a little bit more over your head. And reaching and twisting, and come back to center, and once again let your arms float down. Warming up the knees and ankles a little bit more, just simply bend and straighten. Try not to lock your knees as you straighten. I always tell my students maybe 97% straight, and then shift from side to side. some warrior poses, Virabhadrasana. This is my right leg turned out, so the toes face the end of the mat. The knee comes over the ankle. I'm going to work my other foot back a little bit, and then square my hips to the front of my mat, shoulders above hips, arms out at T position. So there should be parallel lines here as much as you're able. So this is a basic warrior pose. And then turn to look out over one arm. Inhale back to center, exhaling, turn to look over the other arm. And back to center. Lower above the bent leg, just touching the forearm to the thigh, and then bring the other arm over your ear or your cheek. Reach through the fingertips, pulling the upper shoulder back, pulling the hip back so you're in alignment. This helps build and strengthen the muscles around your knee. It's important to keep the knee above the ankle. Now inhaling, lifting from the upper shoulder. Slowly turn the foot in, bring the hand down, and pause. If you want, you can shift your weight a little bit. Come back to your center, and then turn the other foot out, knee above the ankle, heel toe outward till you feel you have the right space between the feet, squaring your hips and shoulders to the front line of your mat, arms parallel to the floor, which is hard to do. Shoulders above the hips. So if you feel some wobbliness in any of these postures, it means the muscles might be a little bit weak, and practicing positions such as warrior can help strengthen those muscles. And turn to look out over your arm, keeping your chin level, and turn back to center. Look out over the other arm. Return to center and folding over, lightly touching but not leaning to the side, arm over your ear. And then inhaling upward, taking your time, coming out of the posture as slowly as you went into it. Heel toe back in, or step your feet together. Either way is fine. And shake your feet out a little bit. And then with the feet hip distance apart, hands inside of the elbows, knees bent, keeping your jaw level, shoulders down, breastbone lifted. Breathe in. We're going to hinge forward from the hips and let the arms encircle the head, eyes looking through between the legs. And as you're exhaling, pull the belly in. Allow gravity to pull your head and shoulders down, your spine to lengthen. You'll notice the backs of your legs stretching out as well as the lower back muscles. Bring your fingertips to the floor and your feet a little closer together. I'm coming down into a squat, and if you'd rather not do that, that's fine. So I'm going down onto the balls of the feet, pressing the thighs together. I'm going to walk the hands back a little bit and look forward. And then coming up, going to press down, lifting the sit bones up. And to get some more of the lower back stretching, hands behind the ankle, elbows behind the knees, and pull myself inward, So my thighs are touching my abdomen, and then release. I'm coming up with a flat back. You can uncurl upward. So I'm lengthening the spine, pressing, unhinging upward, and coming down to center. We're going to come down to the floor, so there'll be a short break, and we'll return to Cherryblossom Yoga in just a moment. Welcome back to Cherryblossom Yoga. If you're able, please join me on the floor. I'm going to move into what I call egg posture. Some people call it child. My big toes are touching, the heels are separated, then I'll pull my tailbone back and fold over my legs and let the head hang down, and then drape the arms around the legs. Now, some people find it more comfortable to make a fist pillow and let your head sink down, or even take a blanket or a pillow, a real pillow, and put it under the forehead. But the idea is to let go, allow the arms to drape around the legs, and with each out breath, allow your lower back and tailbone to sink a little more. This is more comfortable if you can turn the heels outward and you're resting on your instep rather than on your toes. You can put a folded blanket under your ankles. That can help. This is a position for transitioning from postures or for resting, relaxation, and meditation. Now lift the back of your neck, extend both arms forward, parallel to each other, and for pressing your finger pads into the mat, walk the hands away and pull your hips in the opposite direction, feeling a wonderful stretch under your arms into the armpits and a little bit down the sides of your rib cage, and then walk one hand after the other, which really intensifies the stretch on each side. And then walk your hands over to one edge. Let your head sink down. So I have my hands to the left. I want to keep my right hip down. That really gives me a good stretch on the upper right side of my rib cage. And then back to center, all the way over to the other side. So now I'm walking the hands a little bit farther, and then pulling the left hip back and down. And then come back to center, rising up into table. So the hands should be just in front of the shoulders, inner elbows turned inward, back of the neck lifted. And breathe in. Let your belly fill with air and round, and then pull the navel in, tucking under, arching the spine, chin to chest, tailbone tucked under, cat stretch, and inhale and lengthen. And exhale and arch. Cat on a wheel. We'll pull back into extended child. Elbows come out, glide above the floor an inch or two. When your face is between the two hands, come up into table, briefly into cat, then release, pulling back the tailbone. So you're gliding forward, inhaling, arching, exhaling, 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 inhaling, gliding. Very good for flushing out the fluids between the vertebrae and the discs and around the nerves. And then ending in table, then we reverse. So let's take a breath in and face down toward the floor. Exhale, pull back. Long out breath. Exhale up. Inhale, flat back down. And then walk your hands back and seated with your legs straight out in front of you, or I'm going to tuck my legs under. This is Vajrasana. It's easy for me because I've been doing it so many years. Some of you might find it uncomfortable. Feel free to sit with your legs straight out. So sitting tall in either case, shoulders above the hips, palms in front of you at shoulder height, you become the great eagle in flight. Inhaling, bringing your wings back, squeezing your shoulder blades in. Exhaling, now tighten the belly muscles, tilt the pelvis back, lower your head. Inhaling forward. Exhaling. So you can repeat that or lift up and exhale. And one more time, up. Then reaching back, I'm going to turn this way. So again, I have my ankles outward, my heels outward, big toes toward each other, shoulders above hips, hips above knees. I'm going to reach back for the right heel. This is a variation of a camel pose. Left arm straight up over the shoulder, firm the buttocks, press the hips forward. Now, if you feel secure, I'm not really putting any weight here, I'm just touching. If you feel secure in the posture, turn your face, look up at the back of your hand, and reach up to the ceiling. Tightening the belly, tightening the buttocks. Now coming down, take your breath in. Lower your head first. Bring the upper hand down, turn to center, and then level your chin. Then we'll repeat on the other side, reaching back, firming the buttocks, pressing forward, arm up. If you can, look upward and reach. Take your breath in, lowering your head as you exhale, lowering the arm as you exhale, turn to the front and come back down. Now keeping the big toes together, separate the knees at least as wide as the mat. Come down onto your forearms with your elbows under your shoulders, fingers spread. Lift and lengthen the back of your neck. And if you make a fist pillow, let your forehead sink down. So I have to move my arms. And if you feel that you're opening up in this posture, flatten the hands, bring your head down, let it sink. Nice stretch through the groin. Good for the ankles, keeping them open. Now we're going to come up by lifting the elbows first. Take your breath in. And exhaling, push the floor away, slowly straightening the arms. Actually straightening the arms, lifting forehead, nose, and chin. Walk your hands back and come down to the floor in Shavasana, the corpse pose, for your relaxation. Either turn your palms up or place a hand on your navel, the other hand on top. You can have your knees bent with the feet on the floor or legs out straight. Bring your attention to your breath, pulling the cool, dry air into your nostrils, down your throat. Let it fill your belly. Notice you can feel how the belly rises up with your in-breath. And exhale, letting the warm, moist air leave your body. Let each breath take you into a deeper and deeper state of relaxation. Now bring your knees up, place your feet on the mat, press away, rolling onto your side. Let your head hang down and then place it on your arm. Knees bent, tuck the knees in and rest. Using your top hand, press the floor away, but let your head hang down as you walk your hands back to your body. Turn to the front, come into a seated position. Let a small smile form at the corners of your mouth. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're feeling wonderful, and I hope you can carry that feeling with you into your day, into your week, and into your life. Namaste.